Hey guys, this is in no direct or specific order that I'm gonna name out these things, but I'm sorry, but they definitely apply. Also, I didn't write anything down, so this could also be all over the place, so I have to give you that disclaimer. I'm also leaving work from a long day, so again, it's just like thoughts that come to mind, but it's a topic that I felt was worthy of sharing. So maybe if you do know a little bit about my story, I don't know how much I express that or say that on here, but growing up, I was a victim of bullying. And when I say that to people nowadays, it's like some people like, what? Like, I guess I don't look like someone who would be bullied now. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like anybody could be bullied. And maybe right now in this moment, I don't look like somebody, but definitely in the past, you probably got to see some past photos of me. Ugh. But as I'm saying, yeah, definitely was a victim of bullying. And bullying for me started as early as kindergarten. And it's crazy how you remember your bully's name, isn't it? You remember your bully's name. I'm not going to say her name on here, but I remember my kindergarten, even to first grade bully. It's the same bully. And I just remember all of them over life, how that went. And I pretty much got bullied from kindergarten up until the sixth grade. And the reason I stopped getting bullied is because I started hanging with the right people. Actually, sometimes I look back on there with regret. Obviously, where I'm at today, I'm thankful for the experiences I've had because they shaped me as a person, gave me understanding and gave me like resiliency, also made me be more empathetic towards others, more caring. If I got rejected, since I've been rejected, I've been more inclusive of others. I don't reject others. I show more love to others because of what I went through. And that's really like the effect of what I've been through. I turn it around for good, which I'm very proud of. But I started hanging with the right people in the sixth grade, and I knew I would have to hang with the right people. And it's just one girl who bullied me that I actually ended up just standing up to her because I was tired of it, and I started hanging out with the whole clique or whatever. And the only drawback is because there were other people who liked me and who I got along with. There was like two other groups of people, but I guess I just wanted to be cool. I didn't feel attached to those group of people. One group was they just weren't cool. They were just nice girls. And the other group was, and when I say not cool, I don't want to offend nobody. I mean, not considered cool. The it group, the popular group in school. So that's what I'm saying. Compared to like the standards of school. And then the other group, they were of a different race than me, so it didn't. So at that age that I did want to hang with people who were more similar to me, who I guess I thought that would understand me better, even though I know nowadays that's not even true like that. People understand you better. Just because someone's of a different race than you doesn't mean they can't understand you better, even though there are some things that they won't understand. But my experience thus far, even if someone is a different race of me, I even have a friend who is of a different race of me right now, and I feel like she understands me better than a lot of other people. Like it's truly a blessing. But as I was saying, I wanted to be with the popular kids, so I knew I had to just stand up to that one girl who was bullying me, and which I did, and then I ended up hanging out with them, and that was sixth grade. But I don't know if I went into enough detail of being bullied, but I just wanted to tell you guys what bullying does to one. What the effect of bullying is. So therefore, if you were bullied, you can come to terms with some of these things, begin your healing process. Also, if you have kids, like, that's another reason why I feel like that's an effect that I'll just let out first. This is not in no specific order, but because I was bullied as a kid, I think it made me uncomfortable with kids even to this day. Like, I'm not the most like kid friendly, know how to be like, kitty, know how to connect with kids. I think that's an effect of that as well. I don't know. I don't even understand that completely, but I do feel that. Like, sometimes when I'm around a kid, I could it takes me back to that age. And that age was a very gentle, very sensitive, very insecure age for me. So because of that, I don't connect well with kids. And I'm going to be kind of one of those people, and my mom was the same way too, that you switch into your mother mode when you become a mother, not someone who already has that in you. When you're not a mother, you can't really connect with the kids, but when you finally become and have a child of your own, then you'll start connecting. My mom was the same way. But yeah, so I don't connect with kids well, but as I was saying, if you've been bullied, this could be your start of your healing process. And also, if you have kids, like, my suggestion, and I know people don't like suggestions, though, if you don't have kids, listen, I still understand how it was when I was a kid, and that's where I give my suggestions from. So if you have kids, pay attention. I know adults have so much going on, and this is something that I'm going to do actively with my kids. Pay attention. Ask them how their day was. Ask them if they experienced bullying, if they experienced someone calling them names, saying things, making them sad. Whatever language that your kid is going to understand, like, for you to find out what's going on, or if they're being picked on and bullied, definitely, like, get involved in that and ask them, and then also, this may not be for everybody, because even though I feel like bullying, in a way, it shaped me for the better, because I just think that all things work out for your good, I still feel like you should be telling your kids to stick up for themselves. Like, show your kids how to stick up for themselves. Don't let them take it, because even though it worked out for the better for me, there's other people it doesn't work out for the better for them. There's people who are, they're like taking their own lives, which is very sad over bullying. And for someone who comes from that, I could see how it would get there. I, on the other hand, never got there, because I don't know, ever since I was a kid, guys, no cap, there's just something on my life where I always knew things would always get better for me. I always had a huge sense of hope in my heart since a child. I've always, like, I was probably born with that. I felt that, and to this day it's still there. So there's nothing that has happened to me thus far where I feel like it's over, it's done, there's no hope. Like, I don't get like that, because of the huge sense of hope that I feel like God has placed in my heart. Everyone's different, but for other people, it's not the same way. So I would definitely suggest, tell your kids to stick up for themselves. Take the civil route, right? And go to the school, get the parents involved, speak with the parents. I'm going to do that all too. You feel me? Get the parents involved, get the school involved, let them know, do not, play with my child. You got to be behind your child. You got to stick up for your child. And this is just coming from someone who was the child and experiencing bullying. Like, you got to be behind your child 100%. And listen, don't play with my child. Please tell your daughter, tell your son, do not speak to my child. Do not pick on my child, because that stuff really gets ingrained deep inside of a person, because you're a kid. If someone says something crazy to me right now, it's gonna anger me, but it's not gonna stick, because I'm an adult, but even adults, you know, it sticks to adults sometimes. But that's because if you haven't developed your self-esteem, your self-worth, found out who you are, your purpose, even found God, and God has poured his love into you, I recommend all of this. If you haven't done that, then things are going to continue to stick to you. But I'm just saying, me, for an example, as an adult, someone says something about me, it's not going to stick as it used to stick back in the day, you know. But as a kid is not born, most kids are not born with those defense mechanisms, that inner strength, that inner like mind, that mental strength and fortitude to like, you know, to like fight against, I'll just put it in simple terms, to fight against the negativity that is coming from them externally, you know. As an adult, or as a fully realized whole adult, healed adult, you have the tools within you, you know, the self-confidence, whatever you need, the self-love to fight against any negativity that comes externally, hopefully, you know. But kids don't have that unless you teach them that, unless you teach them, like you put them in sports and you talk with them and set them up to have a better self-esteem about themselves, because that's what sports do. Put them in a sport that they're good at, talk with them, compliment them, really have in-depth conversations with them. I'm just saying that because as a kid, I don't know how it is with all kids, and I don't know how it is with boys either, but as a kid, I could understand in-depth conversations. I believe I've had those type of conversations with my mom. There was things I understood at a very young age, you know? So, but obviously that was just me. That's not every kid. But I'm just saying, like, if I had somebody to like pour into me that way, it would have been effective. It would have been effective to let me know you're beautiful. Don't let anybody talk to you any kind of way. If someone hits you, you hit them back. Like I told y'all, go the civil way at first, but at the end of the day, if you see the civil way is not working and this person is still picking on your kid, or your kid's still being picked on, you gotta let your kid know sometimes maybe you have to get suspended for swinging on somebody. I'm sorry, I know that's not the politically correct thing to say, I'm sorry, but if I felt like my mom would be 100% behind me, especially as a kid, even to this day, you know that feeling you have that if your mama say it, then you good. If your mama says it, you're good. Still to this day, like if I have a problem at a job that I work and I feel like the job playing with me, if I talk to my mama and she agree with me, then it's over. Like anything, even to this day. So how much more as a kid, if you let your kid know, listen, if someone play with you, if someone hits you, you gotta hit them back. Your kid kind of need to know that, seriously, because like I said, as an adult, maybe if somebody hit me, I might not hit them back, okay? Because I'm a Christian, I have morals, I have values. I might not, okay? I might not. As an adult, I might not. But as a kid, when someone hits you as a kid, and you didn't even grow up in that type of reckless or savage environment where you're used to that kind of stuff, what it's gonna teach you is like, wow, first you're gonna be shocked that someone would do that to you, and then when someone hits you, they put your hands on you, they cause you physical pain like that, probably unwarranted. Now you in yourself, you're feeling, wow, what did I do to deserve this? Am I a bad person? And these are things that adults could process, right? But kids cannot process that. Am I a bad person? Oh, did I deserve that? Now I deserve people to hit me. Now I'm a hittable person. Like all of that. Imagine your kid thinking all these thoughts. That's not fair. And it honestly hurts me to think that there's other kids who went through things like that with me, like me, who are thinking like that, like, oh, maybe I just deserve that, or maybe I deserve that, or people could just hit me and not do anything about it, and nothing will be done about it because I'm not important enough. Like all of that gets processed, and maybe they're not saying it with the words that I'm saying it in, but this is things that get downloaded. It gets downloaded that you're not worthy of someone sticking up for you, of someone paying and taking accountability for their actions towards you. So that's number one, a low self-worth. Bullying gives a kid a low self-worth, because now, like you're saying, there's nobody to stick up for you. You feel like you're not worthy to be stuck up for. Like, you're all alone. There's nobody on your side. Like, these are things I'm still processing as an adult. And it's not like I'm being bullied. I haven't been bullied in if sixth grade I was 11, and I'm 27, about to be 28 now. So I was bullied. The last time I was bullied was 17 years ago. And these are things as an adult that I'm just now healing from. Like, God has come into my life in a way. Well, God's been in my life, but God has worked in my life in a way this year. I probably this is the year that I've probably, not this year, 2022 really. So last year that God has dealt with me in a way to try to work through these things and heal from these things. So I'm like just now healing from things that happened to me over 17 years ago. If we're talking from kindergarten, so that's 23 years ago that I'm healing from this stuff, guys. So it's really like, this is not for me. I'm doing my work to heal from that, but I'm just talking about the kids, and I'm talking to people who went through what I went through. Like, download low self-worth, nobody to stick up for you. Like, you're not worthy to be sticking up for, like, for someone to stick up for you. So now you grow up feeling like nobody's on your side, everybody's against you. You feel like you're not worthy because that low self-worth, like, it crushes your self-esteem. That's another one. I feel like self-worth, self-esteem, that's it's almost hand in hand, but not exactly. But self-esteem, it crushes your self-esteem. You feel, if someone could bully you and there would be no consequences, whether there's consequences or not, but if someone could bully you, you feel like you're not good enough. Like, why out of all these children here that they pick me? That means there's something wrong with me. There's something that I don't have. There's something that I'm lacking. And I'm telling you guys, I'm processing this as I'm on camera. So this is healing for me too. But there's something I don't have, or there's something that I do have that makes me a target. All these other kids, for them to choose, to pick on, but it's me that they choose. Why would they choose me? Is there something wrong with me? Is it because I'm ugly? Is it because I'm ugly? Is it because I'm fat? And am I a loser? Am I a lame? Am I not worthy? This is all the things that kids have to process at this age. And like I said, they're not going to say it in this language that I'm using, but no matter what, it's a psychological download. Okay. And then another thing, bullies make you unsure, just unsure. Like, am I doing, like, of what you're doing? Like, the thing I'm doing, is it right? Is it gonna work out? Are people gonna like it? Like, you're not able to make like firm decisions and trust yourself in those decisions, because historically the only thing you know about yourself is you not good enough. So when you're trying to make decisions about different things in your life, when you get older, you're like, you always need some kind of reassurance. You always need some kind of validation from others to make sure like it's good, because that's what bullying does. It makes you like seek for that type of validation because you don't feel like yourself is enough. Being in yourself and letting yourself know like, okay, this is good. It's not enough, because what you know is that you're not good enough. What you know is what you do is no good. Like, just inherently, just who you are, your identity, the message you receive because of bullying is you're not good enough. It's not good enough. So you need someone else to be there to let you know whether it's good enough or not. And that's in different decisions that you make, and you seeking for validation in every area of your life because you just need it. You've got negative feedback from people, so now you're looking for that positive feedback, and you're looking for it from people who give you similar vibes to the people who bullied you. So the same group of people, a lot of the times, the same group of people who kind of had the same attitude, the vibe, or whatever, the energy of the type of person, like the type of person who bullied you, you're gonna start looking for validation from those kind of people who fit those certain groups. So like I told you, if I'm in the 6th grade and I want to be a part of the cool kids people, the cool kids club, then those kind of people, they're everywhere in life. Like as you grow older and you go to high school, you go to college, you go to work, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of people, the cool kids, the popular people, they're everywhere in life. But when you grow up, it's a little lame to be, you know, thinking about that and depending on that. But subconsciously, if that was built in, if you got rejected by those people, if you got negative feedback from those people since you were a little person, a kid, then that kind of grew up with you. So it's not even really your fault, all right, until you begin to start acknowledging that behavior. So you're seeking from validation from similar types of people. And the thing is, if from a kid you never really got along with those kind of people, like those kind of personality types, most of the time you're still not going to get along with those personality types. Like there's going to be some people who are not mean and self-centered and shallow, so they're more accepting of others. But the other people who never really grew out of their attitude towards others, you're gonna kind of want acceptance from them. You're going to seek that from them, and they're going to be kind of like the same people. They're going to be similar to those same people, that same clique, the same club that you wanted that acceptance from when you was in grade school. That's another like side effect of that bullying, seeking validation from the same kinds of people, seeking validation in general. Always wanting to prove yourself. Here's another one. Wow. That is just so big for me. That is one of the biggest ones for me. So immediately when you're rejected from something, a lot of our responses to rejection. Now, healthy people, when they're rejected, they're like, okay, they could take it and they're like, okay, hands off. But people who have not healed from that yet, when you're rejected, it causes your response, and you haven't healed from it, your response to rejection is trying to prove yourself. Oh my God. So just in the same way that I was rejected and bullied by those people in grade school, in the same way I was rejected and bullied by them, and I tried to do things to try to win over their affections, their kindness, win over their friendships, is the same way that you grow up trying to win over other people's friendship or love or anything like that, you know? And it doesn't even have to be from those similar types of people. It's going to be from them too, but it's going to be from almost anybody or anything. Usually it's a body that any person who rejects you in any kind of way, you're going to like subconsciously and automatically go into winning them over mode. Like you're going to be paying attention. And this could be for anybody who got bullied or rejected. And but this doesn't have to be you. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody's going to have the same symptoms of someone who's been bullied. So this may or may not be you. But your response to them is gonna be to try to win them over. Because I remember, like, I did try to win over my bullies or people who did not like me, especially in the 6th grade. Like I said, I wanted to be a part of that cool kids club, so I knew what I had to do. I had to stick up for my bully and stick up to my bully, and that's how I won them over, and I ended up hanging out and chilling with them, right? So that just followed me into adulthood, trying to win over people who don't like me. So maybe they could be bullied, maybe they're not bullies, but they're still people who, you know, you could clearly see, or you could on a slide kind of see, like, this person is not really feeling you. This person don't really mess with you like that. And once you get that feeling, your response is to try to win them over, try to do things, try to smile harder, try to give them love harder, try to, you know what I'm saying, trying to pay them extra special attention to try to win them over. And that's that crazy validation seeking type searching for approval type, because that's what getting bullied does to you. It makes you feel like you need the approval of others because you was so far rejected by other people. Because bullying is one of the deepest forms of rejection. That's what we have to understand, because there's a rejection. I haven't thought about all the forms. Like I said, this video is on the fly. But there's a rejection where people are like, nah, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? No, there's a rejection that people, they don't really tell you that they're not really feeling you. They just give you a vibe, right? So that's like a light form. And then there's a deeper form where they tell you straight up, or something tells you straight up, oh, no, I'm good. You know, they let you know, no, I'm good. No, I don't want to be friends with you. Or, you know, like that's like a deeper form. All right. But I'm not really sure about all the forms in between. You could probably think of some of in between, but bullying is the deepest form of rejection, because, or at least one of the deepest forms, because it's like, not only do I not want to be your friend, not only do I not like who you are, but I don't like who you are so much that I'm going to treat you badly. I'm going to treat you badly, and out of everybody who's here, I'm going to choose you to treat you the worst, to treat you worse than everybody here, okay? Because there is something about you that, not only that I don't want to be your friend, that there's something about you that is so bad. And this is what bullying says. There's something about you that is so bad that I really do not like it about you. Or in reverse, there's something about you that I'm so jealous of that I'm gonna have to bully you. Like, I have to treat you less than people here. So now you're in your mind, the person who's bullying, there's a level that everybody treats each other, an average level, right? And you're getting treated way below average. So that's how deep bullying goes. And that's the stuff that has to sit with you. That if you don't process this, these are the things that sit with you years later. Like, you're not even worthy. It tells you that you're not even worthy of being treated average. You're not even worthy of a hey, bye. But you, not only that you're not worthy of a hey and bye, you're worthy. The only thing you're worthy enough is for me to speak badly about you to your face or behind your back, give you attitude, treat you like you are nothing, and even to the point of putting hands on you. Because some people are bullied, right? They're pushed, they're pushed, they're punched, they're hit. Okay, as a kid, that's how people are getting bullied. So that's why bully is one of the deepest and worst forms of rejection. So it resonates with you that you have to work for love. You got to work for people's approval. You're not a person enough, or you're not good enough to have the average approval. And the average approval doesn't have to be, oh, we're friends or anything. The average approval is like, hey, I'll treat you with the basic respect. But when you get bullied, it shows that it conveys a message. And again, it's a message that's not spoken, but it's a message that's like a psychological message, right? And it's a spiritual message. It's a mental message that your body or your mind it gets coded into your mind that you're not even worthy of basic respect. So because of that, now it registered with you that you're not worthy of basic respect. There's gonna be things in life that you're gonna go through, and it's gonna be disrespectful. It's going to be so disrespectful, and you're not even going to understand how disrespectful it is because you're used to people disrespecting you. You're used to that kind of disrespect because as a child, there was no boundary. There was no limit on where people could go with you because they bullied you. So when you come to your senses, you're going to find out that you tolerated a lot of disrespect. That's what bullying does, because you don't realize your self-worth as a person, because you don't realize that every basic person, regardless of how they look, regardless of what they have, is worthy of respect, because that did not get coded into you. This is why I'm saying you need to code that into your kids, because it didn't get encoded into you. Now you go along life, before you come to the revelation that you do deserve respect, you tolerate things as disrespect, and you just let them slide. You tolerate disrespect and just let it slide. So that's another thing. But as I was saying, the seeking for approval, because you had such a negative experience and a negative reaction, and people had such a negative response towards you, and that negative response is the bullying. Because of that, now because the validation and the seeking approval, now because it was so negative down here, now you're looking for way more positive things. Like you're trying to, it makes you want to like even it out. So because the experience was so negative, now you're looking for highly positive experiences, high rates of approval from other people, high rates of acceptance from other people. You're looking for praise from other people, because high praise is the opposite of bullying, is the opposite of really bad bullying. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it kind of tricks you into looking for, and again, this is not the only thing that bullying does, but I'm just basing it off me. I'm sure other people who got bullied, especially if you are watching this, go ahead and drop in the comments other ways that you feel like bullying affected you, because we have to talk about it, because the end goal here is to actually heal from it. Like there's no way I'm gonna live my life now, some of this stays with you, but as long as you're aware of it, you can overcome it, and you won't allow it to have a negative impact in your life. So there's no way I'm going to allow it to continue to have a negative impact in my life, especially because I've acknowledged it, and I have the knowledge of it, so now I got to apply some wisdom that I have been applying to have me to overcome it and not fall back into the same experiences. And then if I could say something else, it makes you uneasy with people. Like you put up such a defense mechanism, such a boundary with others. You lose all your trust in other people. So when you meet people, you're not as open. You're not as open. And the thing is, I'm a very kind of open person, but still, when upon me meeting somebody, I'm not open. Why? Because I'm thinking about if they're gonna accept me, number one, and two, I don't want them to feel like they could bully me. So, it could make you have a bad attitude towards other people and you didn't even know it. You get angry quickly. As an adult, you get angrier quickly because anytime someone try to play with you, and when I say try to play with you, anytime somebody tries to does something you don't like, something that makes you feel disrespected, you're gonna get angrier because it brings you back to that place of getting bullied. That's another thing. But as I was saying before, what was I saying? It brings you back to that place of getting bullied. But yeah, you're not open to people because you're like, dang, you as soon as like you're in different kind of environments, you don't feel comfortable because you're like, you didn't learn to accept yourself for who you are. And because of that, you just feel uneasy. You don't feel like you could be yourself around other people because when you're being yourself got bullied. So why would you want to be that person? Because now you're gonna in your mind, you're thinking that now if I be myself, somebody's gonna bully me. It's tough. It's tough. So you can't trust that, and you hide yourself who you are. So not only that, you can't even be yourself. Over the years, you cover who you are so much that now you're gonna have a hard time finding yourself. You got to figure out who you are all over again. You without all that pain and hurt and all the boundaries and all the negative the negative external things that you were told about yourself, that they said that wasn't good enough. Like you got to unpack all of that and take off all those kind of things that was said about you and re-find yourself all over again. So that's probably another thing I would say bullying does. It destroys your identity. From a child, a child's supposed to find their identity because a child doesn't know who they are even at that young age. And it's the parents who are speaking into the child's life that could also help them. But if from a child, whatever you know about yourself. All you know as a child is, this is my family, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my brother, this is my home, this is where I live. Like, those are the kind of things that shape who a child is. Those are the kind of things that a child knows about itself. That's the extent of identity a child knows. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the deep things. Obviously, it's a child. So as a child, if that's all you know about yourself and you get bullied, that strips you of your identity. That shows you that whatever you are at this age, the few things that you know about yourself, it's not good and it's not good enough. Do you see how sad that is? That it's heart-wrenching for me to even think about this. But as a child, it registers, you get registered that whatever you are, wherever you live, whoever you are, whoever's your mom and your dad, because that's what registers as your identity at that age, because that's all you really know about yourself. Wherever you from, whatever your skin color is, whatever your hair looks like, you know what I'm saying? That stuff, because if you're getting bullied, all those stuff is not important to you. All those stuff, you feel like they're not good enough. The identity, the little portion of identity that you have at that age, all it registers with you is it's not good enough. It's not valuable. It's not worthy. So bullying strips you of your identity at a very young age. So now you grow up not even wanting to be who you are. The smallest things that shape you, now you're growing up not even wanting being who you are. You cover who you are. You don't know who you are. Identity strip. You got to figure out who you are all over again. And it's been a process. And with God, anything is possible. I always got to insert it right there, because God has been a major, major portion of me uncovering these things I have to share with you guys, and finding out who I am, and healing that broken heart from bullying, and allowing me to stop looking for approval and validation, allowing me to actually love myself, pouring that love into me and showing me that I'm special to him, and he loves me. The love from anybody's good, but the love of God makes you whole and complete. And that's really what you need to get out of that cycle. If you're still suffering from the effects of bullying, that is all you need to experience the love of God. And you may have to do it a few times, because I had to do it a few times. To experience, had several, many experiences with God, of him showing me how much he loves me, just having me feel that love for him, feel that love that he has for me. And that's really the most important part of my healing from that. So I'm sure there's so much other things that I could talk about, but I've been talking so much. That is it for now. Wow, this is crazy for me to talk about, guys, because I don't think I've talked about this in depth like that. But it even helped me realize a couple of things, but I know you guys could do it with God. Like I said, anything is possible with God. Lay it on his feet, lay it at his altar. He can help you with this, and he will heal you from this. And like me, you'll be able to turn that pain into purpose and power over it and over your life. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys.